Hi, and welcome to Paper Road Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm turning some scraps into embellishments. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Scraps to Embellishments series, a year-long hop with Ginger from Ginger's Corner and some of her friends, where we take scraps and create beautiful things with them. Some people are participating in the swaps over on Ginger's Corner, in the Facebook group, which you can find the information for that down below in the description box. And some people are just participating in the YouTube hop, which you can also find information about down in the description box. There's a one-click playlist where people who have made videos for the Scraps to Embellishment series can all add their videos. So I hope you'll check that out and find some inspiration to turn your scraps into embellishments. So today I am working on a swap that's coming up. It is called Breaking News. And the instructions say to create a flower embellishment with book or newsprint paper and to use at least 2 layers. So I went through my scraps and I found nothing that was book or newsprint paper. So I don't know if they're talking about like using actual like books or newsprint, but I don't junk journal, so I don't have that kind of stuff kicking around either. So what I did was I started flipping through some of my rainbow papers. I didn't find anything that really like spoke to me there either. And then I started flipping through a couple of old paper pads, and I found this one from DCWV, and it has these, it's an older one, but it did have some script kind of stuff in it, so I was like, maybe. And it had these 2 sheets in it that they're like similar, but I don't know. Anyway, it has like this, it looks like a newspaper to me with some pricing on it, maybe out of like an old catalog or something like that. And I thought, well, I can use that to make some flowers. There's another full sheet of this, and I don't know if there's another full sheet of this too, but I thought I can use that. I think that would be really pretty to have like a pink newsprint as well as a neutral one. So I'm going to go into Cricut Design Space, find a layered flower file, and I will come back and show you how I'm going to put together some newsprint looking flowers. So hang on, I'll be right back. All right, so I used those 2 papers that I showed you to cut out some flowers, and I decided that if I was going to use flowers on a layout, I'd probably want more than one that matched, so I decided to make everybody 3 flowers. So I did that, and then I decided that I wanted them to pop a little bit more, so I grabbed into my scraps and found these 8x8s that look like they've been torn out of a paper pad of some kind, and I cut some more what do you call that, like offset pieces, so that I would have the blackish looking background. And yeah, so that is what we're going to be using to make these really pretty, they turned out so pretty, florals out of like book print. And then these are the 2 coordinating ones that I made out of the same papers, and I think that they look really sweet together. So I'm going to make a couple of those here with you, and you can see how they come together. So I went ahead and I inked all of my black pieces with black soot distress ink. I inked all of the brown or craft colored ones with vintage photo distress ink right here. And then I took the pink pieces and I inked them all with the Worn Lipstick distress ink. And I like how that finished off the edges of these and gave them a little bit of a shadow. And it also made them look finished. These ones, because the backs of these papers are white, adding the black distress ink really gave it that nice dark shadow that it needed to stand out a little bit. So one of the things that I did notice though is that I feel like I have to line up, and I don't know, this is probably just a me thing, but I feel like I have to make all of the print on it face in the same direction. So just something I'm paying attention to as I put the pieces together. So that's the large flower. And so again, the rule was minimum of 2 layers. This ended up having 4 layers, and same with this one. Ended up being 4 layers, unless you count ink. Some people count ink as a layer. I don't, but I've heard it said. So the 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I have, everybody's gonna get one of the big flowers and 2 of the small flowers in this swap from me. So that'll be fun. So I'm making 8 sets of 3 flowers. So I made 8 of the big ones and 16 of the little ones. Let's see, that didn't, the writing was not facing the same direction. So not that you can even really see it under there. I don't know what my deal is. It's such a silly thing, but I don't know. Every time I put it down, I'm like, oh, wait, nope, gotta fix it. Even though that seems, I don't know, like you can hardly see in those little lines that that's even book paper, but here we go. And then for these little ones, I just wanted that little centerpiece to stand out a bit more, so I did give it a little bit of a outline with my black Sharpie pen. There we go, and we'll make one more. So if you want to participate in this hop, please pop over to Ginger's Corner and sign up on, I believe, May 15th is the sign up day. And then I think you have to have it sent by the 28th of May. What am I doing? That's not the right one. But since there's glue on it, I'll stick it on here. I grabbed it from the wrong pile, didn't I? Just put that back up there. My bad. That's what happens when I'm talking and I should be paying attention. So also, I hope that you'll go check out our playlist, the collaborative playlist. It goes back quite a ways, so there's lots and lots of inspiration. It's not just going to be flowers. If you go back in there, there's all kinds of different ideas on how people use their scraps in different ways. It's very interesting to see how other people do these, make their swap items or make embellishments for their own layouts. It's just very interesting. Some people are just card makers, so they just, not just card makers, I didn't mean it like that, but some people make just cards is what I was meaning to say, and not layouts, so their items or their purpose, I guess, for making the things is a little bit different than mine probably, so they might not feel like they need 3 big flowers, but that's cool too. There's no wrong way, as Ginger says, right? I'm just going to put the lid on that so that doesn't dry out while I'm writing. So then on the back, I'm just going to put my name and the year. I usually put the swap on there, but I'm just going to leave it at that for today. There we go. And one more. And then, in order to send them, I don't want them to get separated, so I'm just going to put them in these little zipper pouches so that they stay together for the swap. And I might, to keep bulk down, I might snip the tops of these off and just fold them and tape them so that there's not so much bulk happening in there, but I'll do that later. And I think that's it for today. So that is my embellishment for the breaking news swap from May 15th, 2025. And I hope you all enjoyed seeing what I could come up with using some book print paper And I was really excited to find those pink ones, and I'm loving how this is turning out. So thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me today. I appreciate you being here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye for now.